In today's video, we're going to discuss club fitting. We're going to discuss the pros of club fitting, the cons of club fitting, and how you could potentially end up spending a lot of money when really you don't have to. Chris, how are you?
Very good.
Well, these bags look lovely, don't they, by the way?
Yeah, look at that.
So, Chris, you've got a set of irons in your bag, fresh and brand new to yourself. I also have a set of very similar irons in my bag. The key difference here, so both these sets of irons were fitted. However, I got fitted for mine at SGGT, one of the best fitting locations in Europe, and I ended up with a really nice spec for my Takomo 301s because this is, of course, the Next 100 Tour. Huge thanks to Takomo for supporting us with that. And I got some LA Golf shafts in here with nice green Lampkin grips. So quite expensive.
Yes.
Talk us to about your set.
So I went through the new Takomo online fitting and we've ended up with a full set of CBs, so not the combo set we've got in the Next 100, but a change in shaft. So KBS Tour C-Taper 130X.
Heavy.
So heavy and a stronger flex from an online fitting.
And I must say, so guys, we're here at Waterton Park today and we're filming an episode of the Next 100 Tour. You may have seen it last week. And the loop of holes we're going to play today and discuss the pros, cons, if you're maybe getting a little bit mugged off with potentially how you're spending your money, we've birdied all of them. So we're going to see if we can birdie them all today with using just our set of fitted irons. And we're going to delve into a little bit more about Chris's online fitting because actually I think you've hit them really good today. Better than probably what you've hit the standard set that you've been using.
Yeah, which is interesting. The same, I did an online fitting for my lab putter and we've certainly hauled quite a few putts in recent weeks.
So
James has...
You've pretty much got a full bag of online fitted clubs, haven't you?
Correct.
Realistically, that's quite remarkable. Right, 11th hole, just shy of 400 yards. I've got 4 iron. Let's see if we can get down there. It's nice, just down the right-hand side. Now, one of the areas that I love about these clubs is that I can play them high, I can play them low, I have that air of versatility. I feel like that for me is what a good fitting does. Do you feel like you've lost any of that with an online fitting, Chris, or do you feel like it's...
No, again, one of the questions obviously that you do get asked is what kind of flight that you are looking for. I said a lower trajectory flight, but I can still play it high. So I think that the standard flight would be a little bit lower, but I don't feel like I've lost anything.
Oh, that's delightful. That is a great shot. Guys, these videos are as much about you as they are about us, so do us a favour, get in the comments below. First of all, have you ever tried a set of Takomo irons, but also have you ever tried an online fitting tool? Have you tried it for a ball? Have you tried it for a putter? Have you tried it for a set of irons? And do you feel like it could potentially help you with your game? Yes, I've said the word potentially there, but I feel like it's a very good word for the use that I'm using it for. Potentially.
Love your work.
Thank you. Right, so for me, when I had my SGGT fitting, obviously a very good fitting, one of the best you're going to have if you're, I'd say, a proper serious golfer. But I mean, pros of that are they leave no stone unturned. You've been fitted 4 iron, 6 iron, 8 iron pitching wedge. I've even got different shafts in some of my clubs depending on the flight that I want with them. Chris, what would you say the pros of the online fitting are?
Again, pros are that you don't have to obviously go somewhere if you know quite a lot about your game. So questions they ask are how many rounds you play, obviously what's your average score, what kind of things are you looking for? You're looking for more forgiveness.
I guess you have to be honest with that as well, otherwise it's pointless.
Yeah, you have to be honest. One thing that you might struggle with is obviously how fast you swing your 7 iron. A lot of people
Most people know driver speed, I suppose.
Yeah, or they might know how far your 7 iron goes, so that's something to take into account, but it is much easier to sit at home and do it than potentially go somewhere if you're more embarrassed.
So it depends on your location really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We're going to talk cons, guys, in a couple of holes time, so make sure you stay tuned. Hopefully you're picking some stuff up from this as well, because for us, I think club fitting is still very important, but I feel like it also has to be accessible and affordable. Maybe that's what this is. Right, we're going to take Chris's shot here. Let's see if we can birdie this just like we did on the main video. I'll tell you what we have. 150 playing 142. It's just a nice soft 8. Or is it for you? Have you found you've picked up distance with these?
I feel like I have picked up distance. So I did my distances a couple of weeks ago, compare them to the Copper Next 100 irons, and I've probably got maybe 5 yards further.
Is that what you were looking for with the online fitting, or were you just fancying a fresh set? So, because I haven't seen this at all, this is something Chris has done on his own. Do they charge for online fitting, or?
No, you can go online. It'll suggest obviously the clubs that they recommend for you, but it'll also give you what they might suggest second. So obviously you might end up with a combo set. For me, For example, it suggested the CBs, a full set, but if I was going to go for something else, it would be the MBs, but they were less forgiving, and one of the things that I did want was more forgiveness. So distance,
Well, I might have chucked a 101 in there at some point for you.
yeah, well, exactly, but distance wasn't the thing that I looked for, but
Yeah.
I certainly have gained a little bit.
Oh, that is so good. If that's the number, it's all over it. Oh! See that?
Online fitting could be the future.
Great shot.
Certainly enjoying them.
I'm going at the same club, and interestingly enough, a proper fitting, not just an online fitting, is basically a one-to-one questionnaire. If you
Yeah.
ever go for a club fitting, the fitter should be asking you questions every single shot you hit. How did that feel? What did you hit that like? What could we improve on for that? But also, what are you looking for? Because sometimes you can go for an in-person fitting, hit it like Zorro, or hit it like Bobby. You might not have your best day, so you get fitted into a different set of clubs.
Yeah, and that's it. They should be asking you obviously what maybe you're working on. If you're having lessons, you might be working something, you might not swing the best. This is why some of you maybe haven't gone for an in-person fitting.
See, one of the things I've really wanted with mine was that versatility to be able to play different shots.
Delightful flight. That's
How good's that?
spectacular.
That's two good ones, I think, into there. Right, funnily enough, both these clubs in the bag are online fitted as well.
Correct, both.
And you can go and get fitted for a lab putter at somewhere like Scottsdale Golf here in the UK, or I believe, is it PGA Tour Superstore in America?
I think
I
so.
think they have. I know they have them in stock. I'm not sure if you can get fitted, but like again, it's just something where as long as you're going around about your specs, it's better than just buying off the shelf, isn't it? Which one do you want to go with?
Oh, what's
Has yours got less brake? Mine's got a bit of brake in it.
mine's a little bit left to right. What's yours?
Not a lot, to be honest, maybe right to left.
We'll go yours. Yeah, online fitting, you can say what your old putter length is, but also you send in a video with Lab, so you get a certain video from down the line so they can figure out obviously what your arm hang is, and they might predict a different lie for you, or maybe even change the length of the putter.
Then obviously there's all different head styles similar to Tacoma, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's just at it. Oh!
Bit of a double breaker there.
Maybe mine was just too firm then.
Thank you very much.
Right. Right, good birdie on the opening hole, so we're matching what we managed to do by going full on attack in the full round. Now, we've spoken quite a lot about the pros of both lots of club fitting, one-to-one, and of course online. Chris, what would you say the cons of online fitting are?
Cons for me are obviously when you see SGGT and you can obviously get the 4 iron, the 6 iron, the 8 iron, the wedge fitted, you might end up with something different in the top end of your golf bag. For example, James got lighter shafts in the longer stuff to get the right launch. You might go with a different design, whereas on the Tacoma online fitting one, it doesn't necessarily say combo sets, or you couldn't maybe go CBs and 101s because they maybe just wouldn't match together.
That's where you have to have a pro and con graph though, isn't it? And be like, right,
Yeah.
what suits me, what suits my budget? Because really, it's just something Tacoma are offering to make sure people get ushered into the right clubs, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, I could say probably cons with going to a one-to-one fitting, it can be quite nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't always have your best game. People often quite go and just bobby them,
Yeah.
just keep shanking them, and that can be a problem because you're under the pressure. And also, you might end up spending more money. Bobby's face there, sorry, Bob. You might end up going and spending more money than potentially what you want to.
Yeah, and a lot of times you can go and get fitted, and this is where, depending on where you get fitted, you can get fitted maybe for, because you're a high handicapper or you're a senior golfer, you might get fitted for some certain irons just because that's easier. But if you're working on your game, those irons might only last a year and then you've got to buy again. So if you've just spent £1,200, £1,500, £2,000 on a set of golf clubs, or even £800, you then might have to do it again. It becomes costly, doesn't it?
Right. So we've played high shots on the first. Let's see if we can launch them down a little bit with the 4 irons here. This hole's only 260, so we don't need much up there.
Nice.
I absolutely love these irons for that.
Delightful flight.
I must admit though, I quite like the standard KBS 120 that comes in the Tacomas. I think it's great. Whenever I get sent sets of irons from other brands like Titleist, TaylorMade, I always just ask for a KBS 120 so it's comparable, which I think is quite good.
Yeah, a very solid shaft.
Nice.
That'll do us.
Then the C-taper is like a different story altogether, because the C-taper is more like a Project X. So I find it is more of a kind of lower flighted, lower spinning shaft. I was going to go to your bag then as well.
Switcheroo. Yep, exactly. So they've got plenty of options from Takomo throughout the KBS range.
Right, take my tee shot this time. That's gone miles, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. It certainly has.
So I'm going to go 60-degree Skyforger. How do you find the pitching wedge in your set? Because you're a massive fan of pitching wedge from everywhere, aren't you?
I like a good pitching wedge, but we'll use the pitching wedge here. So again, because it's a CB, it's not too strong a lofted, similar to the MBs. I think it's about 47 degrees. Yeah, good shot.
Middle of the green. Tough flag that, because it's at the front. Little bump and grind number for Chris. Sit. Yeah, that'll do. Releasing out a bit much, but
Yeah, I just wanted to go a bit further right, actually.
and that's where I suppose on the online fitting, if you end up with a 101T or a 101, even in the kind of wedge or 9-iron, you lose the ability to play that shot.
Yep, and you also need another wedge, so then when you go into the Skyforger wedges, you might add the 48 in as well. So,
All things which in a face-to-face fitting you're probably going to have more of a conversation about.
yep, you're going to talk about that. They might even be able to change lofts, but an online fitting, can't do that. Cheers, mine was a little bit long, but James has got a chance.
That's why I prefer the aerial shot, but how far right to left is this going to go?
I'm going to say a foot. That mark just past the hole.
That's
on the
where I've
line.
got her.
Oh, it's coming by.
More pace, and that's good, isn't it? Must say though, I think the DTC brands are really catching on, trying to offer even more value for money.
Yes, I mean, certainly now got a lot of options to make it an easier choice maybe to go with them over the premium brands.
We could do the 2 on here actually, but we'll go try and make birdie. I do think,
303.
to be honest, the online fitting I think is a huge thing for a lot of people who just don't have the confidence.
Yep.
And if you're new to golf, you think, you know what, I'll get the set that they kind of recommend to us, and then from there it might be my goal to go for a proper club fitting, because what are they, about £600 rather than double that?
£600, and again you've got a good 12 questions that you need to answer that are going to help you obviously get predicted your set.
That'll run all the way down there, that was a Richard Crawshaw special, that one.
Oh, a la Richard.
I do think if Takomo had fitting centres, like pro shops, I think they'd absolutely kill it.
I agree.
Nice. Take it you've gone with more loft there.
Yep, 8 iron, just to get into position.
Two very different ways of playing that hole. I've gone with a 4-iron and just chipped it, whereas Chris is obviously more comfortable with his 130 gram C-taper annihilating an 8-iron.
Caressing an 8
Caressing, sorry. Right, perfect tee shot. Well, 2 perfect tee shots really. Mine just probably diced him in the water a bit too much really. 101.
101.
I'm going to go a little Skyforger 52 number, I think. Again, this is where you like your pitching wedge, don't you?
Yeah.
Would you
pitching
get
wedge.
C-taper 130 shafts in the wedges if you were going to go full hog?
Yeah. Get the same weight throughout.
Duff that. Goose is in trouble there.
Duck goose.
Not my best. Oh, like a butterfly with sore feet, that. Oh.
That'll do. Birdie chance.
Right, it's a great shot, Chris, that.
Thank you very much.
I nearly got attacked to get in my ball from the Canadian geese. Oh,
Positive. It's that line right edge, but not as firm.
pop it out for us.
Popping it. Like that.
Guys, if you've enjoyed that, smash the subscribe button below. A little sneak peek into the next 100 tour what's in our bags, and of course the pros and cons of real-time fitting and online fitting. You got anything to add?
No, I think both good options, but you need to think about what you exactly want.
Guys, thank you very much. See you next week. Well, tomorrow, but next week as well.